Hi, and welcome to Carolina Varsity's 2015 Week 5. This will be Mickey D's, no, that's McDonogh, if we're pronouncing it properly, at 2-0 from Maryland, coming down here to play Mallard Creek at 3-1. I'm Dale Ross.
Now the pit man, Matt Mallard. Here's your keys to victory for both teams. McDonogh, from what we know, is a high-ranked team in Maryland from the Baltimore area. I think their key to victory is they got to embrace the opportunity. Mallard Creek was ranked high in the nation in max preps, and I mean you're making the trip down here, so obviously you think you have a chance to win. Embrace the opportunity. Look to test the Mallard Creek defense with the pass early on. Well, for what we've seen of McDonogh, they have a pretty good size offensive line, but I think you go max protection. I think you keep your backs in and take some shots down the sideline with your skill guys. They have some pretty good skill guys that have speed. And try to get them one-on-one against the Mallard Creek corners. We know against Burns that Mallard Creek had trouble defending the pass.
Yeah.
And I don't think you run right at Mallard Creek in their front seven. I think that's their strength. Seeing McDonogh on tape, they're pretty basic on offense. I saw a bit of I formation, a bit of spread. They have a good running back, number 33, has some nice moves when he gets into space, real good cuts and jukes. Quarterback number 11 has a good arm, knows it well. He can run also. They ran a bootleg with him a couple of times, got a touchdown off of it one time. The question is, defensively, can McDonogh hold up against the Mallard Creek offense?
Right.
I think with Mallard Creek, you pound the run and wear them down with depth to set up play action. They got to contain 33, like I just mentioned, in space. Don't let them get outside. But some people have mentioned in reports that McDonogh doesn't have the depth that Mallard Creek has. So I think you got to use your depth that you have, wear them down, and win it in the second half, and get ready for conference play.
Sure. I think there was an article back a few weeks ago about Mallard Creek exposed after the Butler game, and really if there was an exposure, it was in the Burns game.
Yeah.
And that was with the pass. And I don't know if that was so much, it doesn't matter if it was trickery or if it was, halfback passes or whatever the case may be. You've got to be able to cover that. So I think they need to look at that and say, well, come out with similar game plans to attack, because that's obviously, if there's going to be a weakness or a chink in that Mallard Creek armor, that's where it's going to be. To try to get into a pounded, grinded out game against Mallard Creek's not going to work.
I don't think it's a good idea.
Mallard Creek's front seven is very, very solid, and they will be very, very solid against the run. So that's where, if they want to run, and from looking at the highlights, though, they are a running team. They do run a lot.
Yeah.
So if they want to run, I think they're going to have to open that defense up a little bit more from rankings. And I don't know how valid to make these rankings, especially with some of the errors I found in Max Prep's schedules and scores reporting, and their numbers are based off of that. But they are ranked 86th in the nation. The Mallard Creek's ranked 120th in the nation.
So Mallard Creek, that means you're an underdog in this
You're
game
the
in the
underdog.
eyes of the nation.
Exactly. In the eyes of the nation, in the eyes of Max Preps, in the eyes of people outside of Charlotte, you are the underdog. That's right. So
how do you feel about that if you're Mallard Creek?
I think Mallard Creek has to take that and embrace it and prove that they're, they don't have anything to prove, but they need to take that as motivation to go out and show, not prove, but show, hey, you got it wrong. We're not the underdog. You can call us in your rankings the underdog, and I believe that Mallard Creek's got to reset. I don't think the Garinger game was a game,
Right.
And I'm sure that in everybody's minds, the Burns game is still the game that's sticking in the head. It's not, even though you had a 70-0 win, that did not erase what happened against Burns. So I'm certain that Mallard Creek has been working on their issues since then through to next week. They've been focusing on fixing those issues. And sorry, Garinger, but you were just kind of a stop along the way of fixing those issues to build for this game. So we'll get an opportunity to see if the coaching staff's made the corrections, and are they going to be able to exploit those exposed areas as we've heard. I think from looking at things, it should be a competitive ball game.
Yeah, and I said on the forums, McDonogh looks like an upper level Charlotte team.
Yeah.
I mean, they have some abilities, especially on the offensive side of the ball. But Mallard Creek's the top team in Charlotte.
Exactly.
So,
and the top team in the state, in my opinion, right now.
I think they should go out and win it.
I think so. It's probably the game I'll be at, but it's on my list with a couple of other ball games. I've just got to see what works out, and I'm going to try to do a 2-game if I can to see how everything works out. But I would like to see this ball game. I'd like to see how Mallard Creek responds to their exposure from 2 weeks ago. And I'm not saying you were exposed, although you probably were a little bit. But let's see how you correct that. I think it's going to be a good ball game. Anybody not having a game to go to, this should be one of the ones you check out. And you'll probably need to get there early because I'm sure it will be a big crowd.
It'll be interesting to see how many McDonogh brings.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of following they have, but hopefully they bring a lot of people.
Well, they're a private school, so they probably will travel. I bet they'll have a bus or two come down.
Nice.
You would think they would. So I hope you do if any of you see the video. Thanks. I hope everybody has a great ball game. If you see me, do say hi. Let us know what you think down below. Thank you.